I would now like to introduce, welcome and invite our next speaker on stage. She is here today with her team members as well. I request all of you to first give a warm round of welcome to her team members seated at the first table here. To introduce our speaker now, Alina Alam. She is the founder and CEO of Mitti Cafe. A firm believer in inclusive development, she emphasizes that embracing and empowering the vulnerable segments of society is essential. One efficient way to achieve this is by providing sustainable livelihood opportunities to uphold human dignity. With this vision in mind, Alina initiated Mitti Cafe during her university years. Her goal was to provide platforms for adults with physical, intellectual, and psychiatric disabilities, showcasing their immense potential for productivity. This initiative also seeks to raise awareness about equal employment opportunities and inclusion in the workforce. Mitti Cafe's outreach program further contributes to promoting awareness about inclusion and disability rights. Today, as she joins us for Quorum, she will delve deeper into the power of magical thinking, which led her to building the Mitti Cafe. After her keynote address, we will open the floor for questions, so feel free to ask. May we have you here, Alina?
Hey. It is such an honor to be here and to be amongst all of y'all. So much of energy in the room, and after lunch hours, difficult, but I'm sure the next few minutes, more than it being about me, it is going to be about y'all. So let me take y'all back a couple of years. I was this 22-year-old in college, final semester, waiting for college placements that will get a job, will send some money back home, and with the rest, party. That was my aim in life. But God had other plans. And in my final semester, I get to watch this one documentary that changed my life, and I meet this guy. Any idea who he is? Who was this chap? Bilkul, Nero. So, Nero was an emperor in the ancient Roman Empire. Mighty rich. You see, he would win one war after the other and the other. And one day, Nero wins the biggest battle of his life. And when you win, what do? You celebrate. So he decided to throw a party. And he invited the who's who of Tinseltown. He invited kings and queens, princes and princesses from across 7 kingdoms. And as evening befell, Nero said, "Boss, we need some lights to make the party happening and rocking." So he decided to burn waste, kachda. Waste to generate light. He decided to burn the prisoners of war and the poor people who were captured, who he considered not more than waste. I was 22 then. While my other friends walked out, I was there in that classroom for the next 3 hours contemplating as to what just happened, what did I just see? Which is when I realized the simple thing, the problem was not Nero. You could equate Nero with atrocities, injustice, discrimination, all the not so nice things that exist in this world that will always exist. You know what the problem was? The problem was Nero's guests. As to how thousands of them could sing, dance, drink, when fellow human beings suffered, burned, and died. And I realized at that point of time that I was one of Nero's guests. That is, if you feel something about anything, and if you're not willing to take action, then you've taken a side. It's a difficult side. The side of the oppressor. I decided I cannot sit for college placements, and instead started on the journey of finding myself. I needed a common denominator that could connect everyone. And what better than hungry people? So food is a medium to do 2 simple things. One is money should enter the accounts of these amazing people. But 100 Mitti Cafes, like 1,000 people employed, 10,000 people trained with disabilities. We're talking about 7 crore people with disabilities only in India. and over 1 billion people with disabilities across the world. Doesn't move the needle. So our second most important objective being to be able to create awareness about inclusion with every meal or beverage that we serve. You see, I'm a mother to a 2-year-old baby. And generally when we conceive, what do we say? We want a healthy baby. What does a healthy baby mean? What does a healthy baby mean? Kya? Without a disability. The problem is not that there are 70 million, that is 7 crore people with disabilities in India and over 1 billion people with disabilities across the world. The problem is the larger statistics. And you know what that is? The disability in our perceptions that stops us from seeing the magic in their abilities. And I wanted to challenge and change just that. So our first cafe, and this is very interesting. So started when I had no money, so zero startup capital. Multiple rejections. I did not even know what capex and opex means. So when I didn't have money, what did I do? I realized very early that scarcity, when you have nothing, na, personal, professional life, jo bhi hai. You know, scarcity is the biggest asset that anybody can have. You know why? Because you're your most desperate, most leech-like, most shameless. So I went from door to door, house to house, shop to shop, asking people to join the movement of inclusion. Looking at me, I realized nobody will give me money. So I said, okay, no problem. So 90% of our equipments for our first cafe, right from the spoon, second-hand oven, second-hand fridge, tissue papers, this table, and this half umbrella, this flask was our first cafe. All of this were donated by people I didn't know, by the community. Because I asked. This girl that you see here, I remember the first day she came in for the interview. She came in crawling because her family could not afford a wheelchair. You know, you would give her this clicker, her hands would shake and it would fall. Today, the same girl, sitting on her wheelchair, she manages 10 other people with disability. She's the manager for our first cafe and her name is Kirti. As I talk to you, we are the largest chain of cafes that are managed by persons with disabilities in the world today. And together, remember, second, more important objective, together our team members with disabilities have served over 11 million meals and beverages, over 1 crore meals and beverages, and every opportunity for any of y'all coming in, anyone coming into the cafe, it is more than just serving tea or coffee. It is an opportunity to create awareness that our warriors with disabilities who are also our change makers in the forefront do. We know this person in the middle? Narayan Murthy, one of the founders of Infosys. Now, a lot of us are very fond of him, but the hero of the picture is someone else. Guess who's the hero of the picture? Bolo? Center, front? Sab log correct. Everyone's a hero, but you know the center guy, his name is Bhairappa. You know the reason I call him the hero of the picture? Because he's representative of the hundreds and millions of stories of people with disabilities that are often untold, go unnoticed. When Bhairappa came in, he was rejected at 80 plus jobs, which is post that we got lucky. When he came in, I've not cropped this picture. He did not know the concept of wearing slippers or even brushing his teeth. Today, the same boy, you look at the graph, that orange arrow, what is written in green? Today, Bhairappa is leading our entire team at the Bangalore International Airport. Not just that. You know, when persons with disabilities come in, for y'all, for the world to see their abilities, that will eventually happen. But you know what our larger challenge is? To show them the mirror to their own abilities after years of rejection, years of bullying, years of being told they're not good enough. You know, Bhairappa once caught hold of me, and you know what he told me? He tells me, Didi, since the time he was born, his mother passed away, and his entire village blamed that little baby to be a child of ill omen. He said that nobody from my village let their children ever play with me. So he didn't have a single friend all his life. Chalo Mitti Cafe mein, he's become team lead very good. He's found friends very good. He was told something even more painful. You know what he was told? He was told that because of your disability, nobody will love you. Yeah, money we have or not, love we all need now. But don't be too sad, then this happened. So recently I got to meet Mr. Azim Premji, and I mentioned to him that Bhairappa was working at Mitti Cafe Infosys, and Rupa was working at Mitti Cafe Wipro. So this was an Infosys Wipro love story. And then they got married. So we have 30 plus love stories turned marriages, including Praveen's at Mitti Cafe. So love has no boundaries, disability being minuscule. You see, COVID happened, and this is very important. So even in your lives, it'll be all up, all good things happening, and then put a fadak se niche. And then you wonder, what do you do? So that's what happened with us and many organizations, like all our cafes shut down during COVID, zero revenue coming in, hundreds of people with disabilities within Mitti Cafe to support thousands more who we've trained and they've lost their jobs. So we thought that, chalo, let's raise some money, send it to their accounts, and for the time being, we can just think about what to do next. But our team, we have peculiar HR problems. They didn't want to sit at home. And one of our team members, Hemant, he's got cerebral palsy and autism. Autism is an intellectual disability. And generally, when we say intellectual disability or mental disability, what do we think? They are aimless. They don't know what they are saying. They don't know what they are doing. We think about that now when we think about people with mental disabilities, pagal hai. Our experience has been so different. People with mental disabilities, they may be slow. I agree. But then they are perfectionists at whatever they do. And you know what's their strength? In a world like ours today, they think from here, they think from the heart, they say from the heart, and they do from the heart. Hemant comes to us. This boy has got cerebral palsy and autism in the peak of COVID, and he says, Didi, log bhooke hai. There are people who are hungry, and hame khana banana aata hai. And we always say 100 people we'll feed, 1,000 people, 1 lakh, crore people, always numbers to impact. This boy with intellectual disability comes and tells us, Didi, agar hum khana banayenge, we ko koi bhuka nahi rahega. And he started laughing. We caught on to Hemant's vision. Our team members with disabilities started serving a few hundred meals. Today, it gives me immense pride to say, standing here, that team members with disabilities have served over 60 lakh meals to the economically vulnerable. All of this is done by these people. Thereby changing the paradigm that persons with disabilities given the right kind of support can not just support themselves, but support the nation in need. And as I mentioned, our cafe is all shut down. And when nothing works out, I think, one thing that has worked out for us is that we've never had an option to lose hope. I mean, that was never there with us. I mean, that's something that we knew we couldn't. This is where we started from. And just look at this picture. This was our first cafe. This table, this umbrella, this flask where tea is labeled as tea with sellotape and paper and scissors borrowed from someone just before the opening. This is where we started from. And today, we are here. How did this happen? The question is, how did this happen? And a summary of it is very simple. Things that have worked out for us. And this is not only entrepreneurship in your professional life, in your personal life. You know what? So we've always believed, an idea has to be great. It has to be like an idea that nobody's thought of, and only then can it be successful. No idea is unique in this world. If you're thinking of something, somebody has already thought about it. So it is 99% implementation and 1% the idea for success. Second, gende ka chamda, rhino skin. So when you start, when you continue, there'll be hundreds of people, thousands who'll tell you that not working. That's when gende ka chamda or a rhino skin is very important. Third, desperation is, a lot of people will say, don't be a despo. I'll say, please be despo. Desperation is the greatest asset for any entrepreneur or anyone to have. So we were rejected at every incubation center across the country. But I was so leech-like now. Every incubation center that rejected me, I got all possible benefits by irritating the hell out of them. Believing in the power of the community. Because by yourself, and today standing here, wherever Mitti is, whatever Mitti has done, and not because I'm here today and I'm saying this, my role compared to the universe's role, the ecosystem's role has been nothing. There's no comparison. So leveraging the power of the community to grow exponentially. Please ask the community for help, and also whenever you ask, see what is in it for the other person to join you. You'll always find something. It is never charity. Lastly, a lot of people, so this is personal. A lot of people will say that you have to have self-confidence. You think I have self-confidence? We just inaugurated inside the Gujarat High Court day before yesterday. And it's the same Alina, who started with that small table and umbrella and that first day that, that got inaugurated. My self-confidence is really poor. So if you have self-confidence, very good. But if you're like me, jiska self-confidence is not that great, don't worry. Even if your self-confidence is very low, 0. But if you can compensate that with 100% faith, you will still make it. Faith is the biggest asset that you can have as an entrepreneur. And my mom is very spiritual, very religious, and she tells me this one thing, that after every hardship comes ease. And that's God's promise. And I've always believed in it. We started in the India Coffee House. And as I go through the pictures in the next few seconds, always have that image of that small table and an umbrella. We started our food truck, and then something really historic happened. Where is this? Where is this? So we got a call from the Bangalore International Airport. Wo ho gaya, Mumbai International Airport ho gaya. And that was a time when all our cafes had shut down. Where is this? Mitti Cafe got a call from the Supreme Court of India asking, why aren't you all inside the Supreme Court of India? So our cafe was inaugurated by the Chief Justice of India. Then we had another visitor coming in, the President of India. And remember that one small table and an umbrella. We had the Defense Minister of India inaugurating our cafe at the Lucknow International Airport. And do you like this cafe? Just by the way, this was a VVIP toilet that we turned into a cafe. Where is this? Parliament? Very soon. Bolo, kahan hai? A fun guessing game. Where is this? Ta-da! So we had the President of India inaugurating our cafe inside the Rashtrapati Bhavan, thereby sending a message to the entire country about the importance of diversity, equity, and inclusion. And who said Parliament? Muh mein ghee shakkar. So we had Mr. Om Birla visiting us, Speaker of the Lok Sabha, and knowing me now, to you all know what I must have asked him, Sir, Parliament, please. He agreed. So we'll do Parliament next. Chalo, last. No, so before the last. So when I started my journey, a lot of people and a lot of women must be facing this, not just me. It's a common tendency. So I was just out of college and I met a lot of investors, and a lot of them said that, chalo, you are now just out of college, all hunky-dory, energetic, jumpy. But what when you get married? What when you have children? What will happen to our money? So then I didn't have Sadik in my life. I don't know what marriage is like, what having a child is like. I didn't know, So I lost out on a lot of checks then. But fast forward today, standing here, I'm a mother. And I have a second one coming. I think being a mother has made me so much stronger as an entrepreneur. And I can write it down. We have scaled and scaled and scaled. I mean, the amount of power I've got after Orhan has been, is born. And also a great credit goes to the other gender, my husband. My father, my brother, they're just the most incredible men, in my life. I remember I was 8 months pregnant, and the doctor, advised my husband that there's no way she can travel to Morocco. So I was called by the United Nations to give a talk. And my husband said, and we went back, and of course, I mean, I accepted it. And then he's like, no, Alina, don't accept it. You want to go, you should go. I'll manage the rest. I mean, he could have told me, no, if you want to go, it's your responsibility. He said, no, it is our responsibility, and I take the decision with you. So men like Sadiq, so when we talk about equality, equity, it has to involve all genders. Because if there is a stereotype, if there is prejudice, it affects every gender, not just one gender. With Orhan, I have taken, I think, day before yesterday when we inaugurated at the Gujarat High Court, the day before that was I think he's crossed 200 flights. And you see this gentleman, this one gentleman here, I don't even know him. So that's my son, and that's this gentleman, random person. So it is the love and affection that you get from the community, and you just have to go out there and believe that there is kindness and courage that exists. And I have seen it for myself. Lastly, dekho, we all glorify social work now. We say that we'll do good stuff, we'll help this person, and then we feel very good about it. So let's replace social work, and listen to this. Let's replace social work with social duty. And you'll see the world differently. We're in this air-conditioned room, this amazing screen, this ecosystem, families to go back to. There are millions of young girl children out there who would never be able to go to school because of their gender. There are millions out there who would never see daylight because of their gender. There are millions out there who go through violence and suffer in silence. There are millions out there who are homeless. There are millions out there who are hungry in the world. And here we are at a point of privilege. It is a debt that we have to the community, to the society, to God, for everything that we have today. And maybe whatever we do every day, we may not be able to repay it our entire life. But life is about trying to reach there, trying to repay as much. And as one of my favorite poets says, and I'll translate it, he says, मेरे सीने में नहीं तो तेरे सीने में सही हो कहीं भी आग लेकिन आग जलनी चाहिए. We'll all die someday. But irrespective of whether we live or die, that ignition has to continue in someone's heart. Just do that one bit for that one Kirti. And as you can see, there was a high tide and there were millions of starfishes on the seashore. And there was this young girl picking up one starfish, throwing it into the water, the other starfish, throwing it into the water. And a wise man, in inverted commas, comes and asks her young girl, what are you doing? She continues to do what she's doing. This time he asks her more assertively, young girl, what are you doing? What difference does it make? The shore is full of millions of starfishes and here you are picking up one, throwing it into the water. What she did has changed my perception about change. So she picks up this one, this starfish, this. And she throws it back into the water and she tells the wise man who thought he was wise that it made a difference to that one. So my first starfish was Kirti. And every day, it is the pursuit and the hunger to reach out to the billionth starfish, to the billionth Kirti across the world, for whom economic independence and dignity is not yet a reality. And if you go into any Mitti cafe, you will see our tagline as magic of abilities. Is it only the magic of abilities of Praveen, Caroline? No. It is the magic of abilities in each one of y'all that I talk about. Never underestimate it, and remember, even if you can change this one starfish's life, this one Kirti's life, it is their entire life. And the power lies in each one of you. Compassion and courage are two weapons that can eradicate any problems that our world faces today. And y'all have that in plenty, I promise. Thank you so much. And with that, I just want to introduce my team. I have Praveen with us. He's our rockstar manager at Mumbai International Airport. And his wife, so he has a love story as well. And he and his wife both we are very fortunate that they are with us. Yep. This is our rock star, Caroline. Disability rights activist for the last 15 years, yet her first job. And the question remains, why? Why? She's telling you thank you. Aja Sachin. Yeah. Sachin, for all of y'all, he is our superhero, and he's got a small baby, 11-month-old, and both he and his amazing wife are so proud of your son. And one day, he believes, and he told me that one day, I know he's going to be our vision, and he's going to help us establish all our dreams, and that will come true. We're all so proud of you. And we have Riya with us. Riya is heading our Mumbai chapter, and we're so happy that you're here with us today, Riya. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Like, you can ask questions to any of us. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Means so much to our team.
Most important is the simplicity and the energy.
Thank you. Like, thank you.
We always go to the, I've always visited your cafe, but I never knew the story behind it. To be really frank,
Thank
So
you.
whenever we are at the international airport, I think so, we always, we go there and we have the chai, but I never knew the story, and it's so amazing.
Thank
Congrats to you and
Means a
the whole
lot.
team and
Thank you.
the spark which you got.
Thank you. Means
So
a
much.
lot.
Really
Thank
blessed.
you.
I think so,
Thank
really
you.
blessed.
Thank you.
Also, Arina, I think that what your magic of you believing in yourself and making others believe in that they need to think in their abilities, that is the most important thing. It's not just about you, but you making them believe that it's amazing. Brilliant. Hats off to you and hats off to your whole team. Really.
Yeah, I think all the credit goes to them. Honestly, what we do is minuscule. Like 2-3 months of training is what? Nothing. I mean, they all have it in them. I think all that we do is show them the mirror. So one of our candidates, Sabiha. So Sabiha, she's got multiple sclerosis, very severe disability, no control over her hands or her legs. So you must be wondering, like Kirti, she can at least move her hands. She's on wheelchair, but she can move her hands. Sabiha can't move her hands or her legs. Like, she has no control. So we tried to put her in the kitchen, it didn't work out. Then we realized she's got the gift of the gab. You know what that means? If you come in for a 10 rupees chai, she will talk you out of 50 rupees combo meal. And by the way, Sabiha's outgrown Mitti Cafe. So now she's left Mitti Cafe. She's started her own kirana shop. She's deployed a person with Down syndrome and she's become a vendor now. And we have done nothing. I mean, all that we've done is shown her the mirror that, boss, you can do so many amazing things. I mean, I think our role bahut kam hota hai. It is the community, all of y'all, and these amazing people here. Yeah.
My question was, how do you figure out the roles for, how do you even think about it?
So, see, I think, so what we innately believe in is, and so we don't just employ, we also skill and we place candidates in other organizations. And a lot of times we get requirements at least a class 10 or at least, certain disabilities, but not all disabilities. With Mitti's model, what we really want to show to the world is that everyone, irrespective of their disability, is able to do something or the other. For example, someone with hearing and speech impairment can be very good with numbers, can be very good with customer service, can be very good with inventory, or can be very good with art. So we don't stereotype the person and the role that they can be in as per their disability. They can have their likes, dislikes, interests. People might not even want to work in the F&B industry. That's also fine. So we believe everybody has strengths. And a majority of our candidates have never gone to school because they've never had access to going to school, like no accessible toilets, didn't have the money, and a lot of other factors, and especially women with disabilities. And we believe, and you will not believe, that people who've never gone to school are now able to operate, the cash machines, the POS machines. So everything is possible. And that's what we believe in. And Sabiha's example, Caroline's example, Praveen's example. I think, we've got example after example. Every person, if you just walk into a Mitti Cafe and you talk to a person, they have their story. And nobody can be stereotyped on their disability as to, they can do this and they can't do that. Like, I am very bad with numbers. Like, if I look at Excel sheets, I think, even till today, I think like they're like ant scrolling. So that's not my strength, and that's okay. Yeah. Don't know. Ask. How do I decide on starting a business and not an NGO? So Mitti is a Section 8, not for profit. We have been advised because we, all our cafes make surplus. None of our cafes are loss-making units. We believe that if we are starting a center, the center should be able to sustain itself for a lifetime. So we choose locations like that. We have devised our menu like that. We still choose to remain a not-for-profit. I don't have anything against for-profits. Like a Uber and Ola, like while their objective is to mint a lot of money, but in the process, they have gotten dignity of labor. They have, they have really supported the livelihoods of a lot of people, which is great. But for us, the means will always be welfare. The way we reach that is sustainability. That is absolutely essential. So we are a not-for-profit. While we've been advised a lot to turn for-profit, we still remain not-for-profit because I think that's my fault. Like as an entrepreneur, I have chosen that.
Thank you for what you do, Alina ji. It's a very
Thank
moving
you.
story that you shared. Just one question.
Yeah.
Why Mitti?
Very good question, sir. So Mitti means mud. And because despite our differences in religion, ideologies, geography, gender, we all say, hum log mitti se aate, we all come from mitti and we go back into mud. So our existence and our end are the same despite our differences. So unity in diversity, hence mitti.
Lovely. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Alina. I have never been to Mitti Cafe, but now I will definitely be doing it. And what a journey, congratulations. But what I want to know that after achieving this growth and after seeing this journey, now for next level of growth, what challenges do you think you might face, or what kind of support do you think you need to go to the next level, whether to create more awareness of Mitti Cafe or to achieve next level of growth? Yeah.
No, that's a very important question, and we often speak about it internally. That what next? So for us, see, Mitti is just a model, that we'd want the world to see and be able to replicate in their own ways, change the disability in their perceptions, enable more opportunities that they can create within their own spaces by seeing what is possible. Hence, we want to strategically place ourselves at locations where we are visible, where interactions can happen, natural interactions can happen, where our team members with disabilities who are in the forefront are able to create awareness. So strategically, we are now in a lot of government places, airports. We are aiming for railway stations, bus stops, because that's where we get to meet like a large part, of the crowd of our country, and we want that interaction to happen and that awareness to be created. We are also, the next step is also to go global, because this is a model that can be replicated in partnership with organizations across the globe, and why not? So I think all of this because the aim and the hunger and the dream. So I always believe in dreaming big. It is to reach out to the billionth Kirti, as I mentioned earlier. And till we reach out to the billionth Kirti across the world for whom economic independence and dignity is not yet a reality, I don't think we'll be at peace. And we strongly believe that it cannot just be done by 100 Mitti cafes, 1,000 people employed, 10,000 trained, as I mentioned. It can only be done when the communities across the world are sensitized to the power of inclusion and how they can participate. So we want to take this model globally across India as strategic locations and create awareness about the stories of inclusion that are so simple and that can be replicated not just by us, but with anyone, by you, anyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alina.
Thank you.
I'll request Julian to please present Alina with a Sparkle Collaborative gift card
Oh, thank you.
for the NGO
तुम लोग
Railway
भी आ जाओ,
Children,
हाँ.
which is a children's rights
Oh,
organization.
Thank you. Oh. We'll just
Much,
so
and thank you
much.
so much to the team at Mitti Cafe for coming here and being with us here today.